My sister pulled me aside at Easter dinner and said she was worried about me. Not about me, really. About him. About Marcus. She said she'd noticed things. That I looked tired. That he seemed checked out. That maybe I'd been carrying too much for too long. She said it the way she says everything, gentle but certain, like she'd already made up her mind and was just waiting for me to catch up. I didn't say anything in that moment. I just smiled and told her I was fine and went back to the table. But I drove home thinking about it. Because 6 months ago, she would have been right. 6 months ago, Marcus and I were doing that thing couples do where you're technically fine. Nobody's yelling. Nobody's crying in the bathroom. You're just separate. Two people sharing a house and a calendar and not much else. I'd stopped reaching for him in bed. He'd stopped asking how my day went like he meant it. Sunday mornings we'd sit together at church and I'd sing the words and feel nothing, and I'd wonder if this was just what it became after a while. He was there, but he wasn't present. And I think I'd started to accept that. Then somewhere around November he changed. Not like dramatically. Not like he showed up with flowers and a speech. It was smaller than that. He started making coffee the way I actually like it without me asking. He put his phone down when I was talking. One night he came to bed and just said, "I've been distant and I'm sorry, I'm working on it." No explanation. No big moment. Just that. I didn't know what to do with it, so I kind of just watched. He started doing this thing on Thursday evenings where he'd plan something small. Not expensive. One week it was a drive to nowhere with snacks from the gas station because I'd mentioned once, that I missed just driving with no destination when we were dating. I don't even remember saying that. He remembered. I asked him what was going on, maybe a month in. He got a little quiet and said he'd been doing some reading. Some late night stuff. Said he went down a rabbit hole one night when he couldn't sleep, reading about marriage, about what it actually looks like to lead your family well, and he found something in a forum that stopped him. Said another guy was describing exactly what our marriage felt like from his side, the drift, the distance, the not knowing how to come back. And that guy described what he'd started doing to fix it. Marcus followed the thread. Found something. Started using it. He didn't elaborate. I didn't push. But I watched him. And I kept watching. By the time Easter came around, Marcus was the first one in the kitchen that morning. He'd remembered my mom doesn't eat pork, so he made a separate dish. He noticed when my dad's knee was bothering him and got him a chair without making a big thing of it. And when my sister made that comment to him about stepping up more as a husband, he just nodded and said, "You're not wrong, I've been working on that." He wasn't defensive. He wasn't wounded. He just agreed and meant it. She told me later in the kitchen that she didn't know what to do with that response. Said it disarmed her completely. "Yeah," I said. "He does that now." She asked me what changed. And I didn't really have the full answer. I just know that one night he couldn't sleep and apparently he went looking for something, and whatever he found, it worked. He came back to me without me having to ask him to. So when she pulled me aside at Easter and said she was worried about me, about us, I looked at her and I said, "Don't be." She doesn't know him anymore. She knows who he was. I'm still figuring out who he's becoming.